Duh.
Please don't sue us, Beyonce.
Woo. Wasn't a good...
Oh.
Whoa.
Welcome back to Drive Like a Girl, episode 14.
Hello.
Yay. Woo.
Yeehaw.
Welcome to Texas, baby.
Welcome to Texas. Austin. Yeah, there we go.
Was
there
it
we
in
go.
Austin?
It was
Oh,
in
right,
Austin.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
as you
where
can
else is in
see,
Texas?
we've got the pink cowboy hats. As we said in the last episode, we
would wear these hats.
We would. And here we are after 3 weeks. We're holding the mic, so sorry if there's some audio issues here.
But
anyway,
yeah,
we're back.
How are you, Jess?
Yeah,
3 weeks.
I know.
Flown by.
It has. It's been fine. I've hurt my finger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not
We're
good.
Finger
not
down,
good.
man down.
Nail.
Woman down.
Flung off halfway, but it's okay. It's fine. That's why you should never get acrylics, guys. Don't get it. Because if it gets caught on something, you're all now
It's coming
gone.
off.
Yeah, it's coming off. But it's fine. Anyway, but how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
What did we do?
We went to the F1 exhibition.
We did.
Yay.
It was really fun. I really liked
good.
it.
Tell the fans how long we spent in there.
God. So it recommends, it says 90 minutes.
Liars.
Liar. Because I'm telling you to go round and look at every single thing, read it, watch the video.
Even if you just went round and like watched the videos, like, I mean,
yeah, even if you didn't read anything, and
like,
you just,
surely,
yeah, it's not
you
90
gotta look
minutes.
at things.
Yeah, we were in there for 4 hours.
4 hours. Also,
Yeah.
I'd never been to the Excel Centre before. My mind was blown. I didn't know it was just like a conference centre. There was so much else going on. There was a dance show, which really took me back.
Yeah.
There was a wedding fair. The reason we know this is because we got lost and we walked like all the way through the Excel Centre when we didn't even need to go in. We just had to walk around the side.
Oh well. These things happen.
But it was really, really cool. We saw Romain Grosjean's blown up car.
Yeah, it was literally in front of us.
Yeah, still covered in all the like ash and everything, completely burnt up. It was crazy.
Yeah, and you watched the video before. It's quite emotional.
Yeah, really emotional.
I just feel so bad for him.
But he was like none the wiser of like how serious it was.
How serious it looked.
Yeah.
Because obviously he said, it was only till after when he asked someone, can I watch the video back, where he actually realised the extent of the accident. And I mean, you could have all the safety in place, because this wasn't that long ago.
No.
And they're having all this safety in place, like so much more than what they used to have. And accidents like that can still happen. It's
they
scary.
still happen, but I mean, they were going on about it in the exhibition like a massive success story, because this is a success that all the safety equipment works.
Yeah.
Kept him alive.
Yeah.
He came out of there with secondary degree burns on his hand, and that was it.
Insane. And there was a really nice quote at the end about this guy who obviously works in Formula 1, and he was saying at least he knows he's not just saving the lives of F1 drivers and motorsport people, he's saving the lives. It contributes to regular people who drive cars on the motorway, and like,
yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I mean, obviously it all like trickles down, and I think they probably like hammer that point home more than like is fact. I don't know, but that is really interesting to think how much F1 is influencing just like the cars that we drive on a day-to-day, like the sustainability, the wheels, the wheels, the tires,
the wheels,
pressure. Pressure? Pressure's for tires. I've been hanging out with boys too long.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Quoting football.
Anyway. We're not boys.
We'll just show you now, because that's what we've been up to.
It's not a long
most interest.
vlog, but
yeah,
interesting.
And go watch Jess's video on our TikTok. It's amazing.
Yes, I did make a TikTok.
It's really emotional.
It's
a good one.
Well, I won't ruin the TikTok, but just watch it.
But yeah, watch the vlog of our F1 experience
4
4-hour day.
Enjoy.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I know you were so looking forward to our vlog, but this episode of the podcast is already getting too long. So instead, go watch the vlog after you finish the episode on its own separate video. Here are some glimpses of the day. But yes, we don't want to keep you too long, so please go watch the vlog on a separate video. But yeah, back to the episode.
Okay, and now back.
And now we're back.
And now we're back. That was so long. We were gone for like a split second. I want to talk about Texas.
Texas, baby.
You didn't watch it live. I'm going to out you here.
Yeah.
But it's not your fault. You was a big part.
Well,
so
I'm just surprised that you said that. I thought you were going to be like, it's all your fault. You're not committed. You're a terrible fan, and I can't believe you went to Thorpe Park.
I can't believe you went without me. I just can't even. It was, I had other commitments, so I won't hold that against you. But I did watch it live.
Good fan.
I did, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good race.
It was a really good race.
Big, so even around the first turn,
yeah, it looked massive.
you can do so much, and it was just. I mean, we got a yellow flag, but then it was like it's fine, it's a green flag, and then all of a sudden everyone's taking everyone, and it was just amazing.
It was really good.
Really liked it, and I want to talk about McLaren. So I'm going to go through the cars and kind of what my thought process is after post race. So McLaren and Oscar, obviously they've come back from these 3 weeks and they're updating the car. Everyone would have been doing updates because they're not allowed to do that in the summer break, are they? So this 3 weeks was the first time where they can actually come back and make some
adjustments.
Yeah, but Oscar and Lando, they didn't seem too happy with the upgrades, as well as Red Bull and Mercedes. I did get the vibe from all three kind of top teams that they weren't that happy with the upgrades. And Oscar said it was just a really boring race for him. He was just kind of stuck there for 2 hours. I want to say P5. He came behind Lando, so P5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so he came P5. And he just said it was quite boring.
But first, don't be selfish.
Yeah, well, the first lap was interesting. Obviously, we know Lando was P1. He qualified P1.
And once again,
he just wasn't giving it. He wasn't feisty enough.
I was saying, I think he needs to go on a little boot camp specifically just to train on starting in pole position. Because it's an actual issue for him. Not to bring this up, might be a sore point. Sorry, Lando. But
yeah, no,
you know full well.
And he knows what Max is going to do. Surely he should be... and Max knows what he's going to do. So surely they should be trying to... He should be trying to figure out a different strategy at the start to throw Max off.
I don't know.
But anyway, he, I think, again, didn't have it seemed like a good start, and then all of a sudden, because it's such a large wide track, that Max and Lando obviously were just competing against each other, and they didn't see Charles Leclerc just slide around
my little
the other side.
I love that. I literally love that.
He just came out of nowhere.
They really need to get out of each other's arses and actually look at what's
look around them. Yeah, because as well, they're not far off points now. Like Ferrari, they're not far off Red Bull.
What did you say just before this? You were like,
so points wise now. Charles is only 22 points away from Lando's from the world, the Drivers' Championship, but Max and Lando are 57 points. So everyone's like Max. Well, we need to worry about Charles. If Ferrari's car again is gonna
Ferrari
carry on this good.
Historically, they fall flat on strategy wise. So hopefully their strategy matches up to these upgrades, that they can keep it up.
Yeah.
But I am never too optimistic about this because it might be really good for the next couple of races, and then that will be great for them now. But obviously McLaren had an absolute boost after their last upgrades, and everybody's like, whoa, where's this come from?
This come from?
So obviously it swings and roundabouts.
And this is why we love it.
This is why we love it.
We will never ever know. Like, no one even thought Ferrari would win, even Charles, because it was his birthday on the weekend.
Yeah.
And they were like, what would you want as your birthday wish? And he was like, to win the race on Sunday. And even he was kind of saying it as like a joke. And he did win.
Wow,
so,
you know what? That's the Ferrari.
Yeah. And so you think it's more the strategy than the car itself?
Well, I think the strategy
because I was kind of thinking maybe it was the upgrades.
No. I think maybe, like, for this race, yeah, the upgrades. I think where Ferrari have fallen flat before is strategy. So I think this time, yeah, the upgrades, maybe. But, like, hopefully they can keep the strategy up to match these upgrades. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because otherwise that's where they'll fall flat. And that's what they have done in the past.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so then it was P1 for Charles, P2 for Carlos, and then it was Max and Lando was chasing for a good couple laps for P3, and it was like he was in the DRS zone, ready, no, couldn't do it, ready, no, couldn't do it, and then he finally managed to do it. Just get a bit closer each turn. It was honestly a bit frustrating. I was screaming, but he did it. But it happened round, obviously, a corner, and you could say Max and Lando. Did Max push Lando off the track? You know, these things happen. You're literally racing, and because the overtake happened when his wheels were behind the white line.
Yeah, completely off the main
track, basically, that he had to give it back. But McLaren's team didn't say to Lando to give it back.
Yeah, so and Lando even asked. Like, Lando was fully like, I got pushed off, but let me know what you want me to do. Do you want me to get the position back?
They didn't. They thought in their brains that he should keep it. But I don't necessarily think that was the best idea, and obviously it wasn't, because obviously then what happened was Lando did get a 5-second penalty because the FIA said, no, this happened off track, you need to give the place back, or not the place back, he was just given a 5-second penalty. So even if he finishes in P3 ahead of Max, which is what happened, that 5 seconds away at the end will knock him down. I think it was 1 second below Max. So it didn't go very well. I don't know why they decided to do that.
They probably just wanted to risk it. I think what happened earlier in the race, I don't know, but I don't really understand what happened earlier in the race.
What do you mean?
You know, that everybody's talking about this, like, did Max do the same to George?
Max did the same to George. I haven't actually watched that. I can't remember what happened. I remember something happening, and basically everyone was getting 5-second penalties. The FIA was on a mad
left, right, and centre.
Which is fair. And they're saying, why did McLaren get a penalty, but Max didn't before?
Yeah, so I saw a clip of, like, George. It was like George on the car, like, radio being explained, like, what just happened with Lando, and George was like, but why is Max not getting the same penalty? I don't understand. And then whoever was on the other side, Toto or whoever it was literally like, yeah, I don't know, mate. Obviously it wasn't.
So is this a conspiracy theory?
What, favouritism?
Are Red Bull paying FIA? Because we know they love the money.
Rumour, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. We know.
George Russell's team radio after Max Verstappen avoids US Grand Prix penalty. Yeah, so this is what I think I saw. George Russell and Lando Norris were both given penalties during the race, with Max Verstappen escaping without one despite doing a similar move to that of the Mercedes man. So I'm reading this from Give Me Sport magazine.
Give Me Sport magazine.
Russell's penalty came after he forced Valtteri Bottas off track at turn 12, but despite the 5-second penalty, the Brit recovered to finish the race in 6th place, his third 6th placed finish of the season, following blah 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 blah. However, that then led to questions from not just Formula One fans, but also from Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff and driver Russell. They were quizzing exactly why they were punished for forcing a driver off the track earlier in the race. while Verstappen wasn't, despite doing similar to Norris in the final stages of the race. Wolff took out his frustration at Russell's penalty over the team radio, initially responding to the decision with an aghast reaction of "what?" before labelling the decision to penalise his driver a total joke during the conversation.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing, from that, George pushed Valtteri off track, says the FIA, and they penalised him 5 seconds for it, doing a very similar thing that Max did to Lando. Lando says, Max pushed me on track, but Lando was the one to get the penalties, not Max. Why?
Money, money, money. Something's going on. Something's corrupt.
Is there a video?
They're corrupt.
Is there a video of it?
But no. I do think, all that said, Max did drive well. I think he did. And I think the car, as he said, isn't like as best as it should be. But I think his driving skills definitely saved them.
Okay.
I don't think they should have ended on the podium, but it was good that he got to where he was in the end. But Sergio, not good, P7. So I'm not feeling it for him. I'm really not.
When was the last time I felt it for him?
Yeah, exactly. And I think Liam Lawson, let's talk about it. RB Visa Cash app.
Let's talk about the fact that at the F1 exhibition they had life-size pictures of all the drivers, and already Liam Lawson was there.
Yes, well,
and we were shooketh.
We would have shown that because I videoed
it's in
that.
The vlog. Oh yeah, sorry,
it was in the vlog. But yeah, it is shooketh. They're already Daniel Ricciardo's out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Already.
I don't know. Maybe that wasn't quick, but
But they already had that F1 exhibition
way before
Daniel Ricciardo and Liam Lawson was a thing. So they would have
maybe
been
they
hot
had
on
Liam
that.
waiting in the back. They were like, this is coming.
They must
but
have.
I also wonder if like Liam's picture. I mean, you would have seen it. I mean, did we film Liam? Maybe.
Yeah. I think we did.
Everyone is so serious, and he's like,
yeah, I did it. But I think he's proven himself. I know it's the first race. I'm speaking ahead of myself here.
So
but
optimistic,
I think he done really well.
Boy, done
he
good.
Done really well. Very happy.
So
but will he replace Sergio? Will they cancel his contract and be at Liam?
Whoa, that would be dramatic. I mean, it's not the first time they've done this. Obviously, Red Bull have taken people up from the RB team, whatever it has been in the past, Toro Rosso, whatever, many times. But has it always worked out? No. Alex Albon very famously had a terrible stint in Red Bull, and that was very sad and embarrassing. So I don't know. Maybe they won't.
Maybe they won't. But this is
but
just
if he can
rumors.
get P7 in an RB, where can he get in a Red Bull?
Well, exactly. But was it just lucky first go?
Well, how's Carlos?
We'll have to see.
No. Calapinto.
Franco Calapinto.
Yeah, how's he doing?
Yeah, no, really, really good. So he finished in the points P10. But Alex P16, so not good. I know. This is the thing. I'm just like, you're having these fresh Formula 2 drivers coming in and kind of showing them how it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, it's given Williams points for the first time in ages, and I think it's incredible, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, will they get rid of Alex and keep on Franco Calapinto with Carlos Sainz? Will they?
Surely
But
not.
he's really fast and he's dangerous. Like when you're watching the race and when he was overtaking Fernando Alonso, like such a iconic F1 driver, and the way that he was racing when I was watching it, I was like, he is not afraid to just go for it. And I think it's good. I think that's what we should be seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Lando's playing it safe.
Really?
I think he's playing it too safe. Yeah, I really do.
I think he's quite distracted by this whole Max situation.
Do you think he's just in his head?
Maybe,
or are
yeah.
we thinking as if, like, too much into it?
Maybe. We could be. We don't know the guy. But, it feels to me that this is very much in his head maybe a two-man competition.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you think?
maybe. He just needs to be a bit more feisty
A bit
and
more
just
feisty. No, but I
bit of
think he
oomph.
can. He's got it in him. He fully has. I
Yeah,
think
but
maybe it's just
why
exciting.
aren't we seeing it then,
Maybe
darling?
it's just he's just like, oh my god, because why wouldn't you be like, oh my god, I'm in second place. I'm doing the best I've ever done in my career, and I'm challenging the world champion.
Mm, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
But I want to talk about Mercedes now because
Woo!
it wasn't a good
Oh.
whoa. Wasn't a good weekend for them. George crashed out in qualifying, so he had to start from the pits.
Got a penalty.
Got a penalty. However, like we said, he finished P6, which, considering everything that happened, I think that was
Winning.
pretty good.
Not winning,
But
yeah.
Lewis, again, something went wrong in qualifying. He had to start in P19.
Awful.
I think it's like the worst he's ever started for a Texas Grand Prix, and the worst
and
he's
he's
ever
won it.
done in Austin. So yeah, not good. He obviously DNF'd. And when it happened, they were like, whoa, what's happened? Thinking there must have been a collision. Surely it wasn't just Lewis Hamilton's the reason why he's DNF'd. And it literally was. He oversteered or something. I think he lost grip on the tyres and went off. And the crowd was cheering him. It was lovely to hear. He probably didn't want to hear it though, because
I'm not in the mood.
yeah, literally, like not even that long in the race,
Bless
and he's already
him.
DNF'd.
Yeah, 'cause
and
he's
that's
won
the first
it
time that's
there.
ever happened in Texas, so not good. And he was like, I don't know how it happened. Like he said it's never happened to him before, because it's the way that it happened. It was like it was a Logan Sargent move.
Oh.
When I watched it, I thought of Logan Sargent. I was like, oh. But unfortunately, these things happen. It's not good. It's not good. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I don't think Lewis and George are very happy with the car. I think, I'm not blaming the car, but
Lewis seems very exasperated.
I think he's so ready to leave.
He's checked out.
Yeah.
You know, don't we all? You know,
Yeah.
you've got a new job lined up. You start checking out a little bit. You got a holiday coming up.
Yeah, true.
You start checking out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Jess is like, I have never checked out in my whole life.
But Kick Sauber, it's not looking good, darling. It's never looking good for Kick Sauber. Like, what the hell is going on? I kind of feel sorry for Nico Hülkenberg, who's joining them next year, because Haas, all of a sudden doing great.
I know.
Out of nowhere, they finished in the points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, upgrades are looking good for them. Is that Oliver Behrman's daddy's money?
That's why I was like, yeah. I love this conspiracy theory.
That's just a conspiracy theory, because I actually tried looking it up and it doesn't say anything.
Oh.
But obviously we know Oliver Behrman's dad's a multimillionaire.
Do we? What does he do?
Look, I don't know. This is what I hear on TikTok. TikTok could be a load of BS.
Sources
but
TikTok. Wait.
There's nothing online. I don't know what his dad does, but all I heard was that he's paying.
What does Oliver Behrman's dad do?
This could be a load of rubbish, but that's all I've heard, is that he's paying some money into Haas, which is why they made Oliver Behrman their 2025. And they did a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
That's insane. A multi-year deal for a rookie.
What does Oliver Behrman's dad do?
Does it even come up?
Behrman was born on
It does say. We don't
founder and chief executive officer of the insurance firm Aventum Group. What's Aventum?
Yeah, but what's his net worth?
What's his dad's name? His father, Thomas Behrman, who is also younger brother is also a racing driver. His father is founder and chief executive of. Right, let's look up. Founder and chief executive of Aventum Group.
We're really looking into this one.
Founder and chief executive, like, my God. Okay. David Behrman is the founder and CEO.
At least got to be a millionaire. at least.
How do you know, like, how do you see someone's net worth?
I don't know, but look, this is just rumours.
Okay. David Behrman. Ah, no, don't say.
Don't say.
It's got to be a lot. How
He's
rich is
definitely a
Oliver
millionaire.
Behrman?
Of course he's a millionaire. But yeah, Haas are doing great. It's really looking up for them. I'm really quite happy with that, actually.
Buzzing for them.
Very happy for them. Who's their second driver?
Next
It's
year.
Oliver Behrman and who?
Not Kevin.
I don't think Kevin's got a seat for next year yet.
Ocon! How could we have
Duh.
forgot?
Duh. Ocon.
I forgot.
Yeah,
that
Kevin hasn't
happened.
got a seat for next year. I know that, Hannah. But
Hannah.
I mean, if I was Ocon, I'd be
Ocon.
happy personally because they're doing better than Alpine. Because who? Alpine who? Aston Martin who? Not being funny, but we just forget about Aston Martin and
We never talk
and
about
Alpine.
them.
We never talk about them. But genuinely, what is there to say? I've got one thing to say about Alpine. Pierre Gasly got P7.
Cutie.
Was it P7?
No, not
in
P7,
qualifying?
that's what,
in qualifying? In qualifying. In qualifying. Okay. Hanny. But finished in P12 and P18. So I think Pierre went into it quite excited. He seemed like they had the car, it seems, in good shape. And I want this for him. I hope
Pierre?
it comes. Yeah, I hope
love
it
Pierre.
comes for him.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, just so chill, cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, I think Ocon wanted to get out of there.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm glad they're not going to be teammates for 2025 because
Yeah.
they don't work well together.
No.
And I'm just worried about their mental healths working together. It's like when you have someone you work with that's very toxic. It's not a good environment. So yeah, that was all I have to say. But Aston Martin, I mean, it's just a bit boring. Like, sorry. Who even is Lance Stroll? You never see him. You never hear much about him. You know, it's
I think
boring.
also doesn't help that obviously, I mean, it's not like we're watching Drive to Survive right now, but he doesn't take part in Drive to Survive. It's the same with Max. Struggled to get like that personality. I know now.
But everyone still loves Max and knows Max has personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
But you had a good fact about Lance.
Did I?
Yeah, that he is like the longest
with
running.
Nico Hülkenberg. No, that was when I was researching Nico Hülkenberg. What was it?
I thought you said Lance Stroll was the longest running driver to have never gotten fastest lap.
Yes. Yeah, it was when I was researching Nico Hülkenberg. Yeah. He's done the most races, 162 races, and not received fastest lap. Like, because the last one before him, it was 161 races, but he's topped it in Austin with 162 races without having a fastest lap. I mean,
well, they're scrapping fastest lap. Have you seen that?
Oh, is that actually true?
Well, I don't know. I heard it this
We
weekend.
see a lot of things. We see a lot of things.
I saw that this
but
weekend.
I
and I
did
was
see
like,
that.
what?
I did see that. They apparently are scrapping the rule.
But why? I think, is it because iconic little Danny Rick had a little one say on his way out? I reckon it's because of that.
Yeah, but he didn't get anything for it.
No,
he
but
just
exactly,
took it away from
exactly.
Lando.
But like, is it because they don't want these teams messing with one another and like?
But that's the whole beauty of it, and it's always been like that. But it's always been like that, and there's always been drama, and drivers have always bitched about each other, and it's been great, and we love it. Let's not ruin it, okay?
Let's not ruin it.
Let's not ruin it, FIA.
Right.
Let's not ruin it. I know you love your money. They actually are.
Yeah, from Formula1.com themselves said the fastest lap bonus point is to be dropped from the 2025 season following a meeting of the FIA World Motorsport Council. The council convened on Thursday. That was last Thursday, with minor changes to the existing sporting and technical regulations being approved, as well as a restructuring of the 2026 rule set. And that is definitely 100% because of Daniel Ricciardo.
They just want to ruin everything, honestly, the
Should I see what
FIA.
else this says? But I think that's so interesting. Like, for why?
Yeah,
For
for why?
why?
For why? It's 1 point. Like, just give them the 1 point. Like, let them have the 1 point. And it's not even
Yeah.
guaranteed. So if you're in the top
Yeah, you
10.
got to be in the top 10.
Like, ugh. But I just have to say this one thing. Ferrari is only 8 points away on the Constructors' Championship from Red Bull. And if you deep it, like, I know you're saying, oh, you know, Ferrari have
Ferrari's
these
already
moments.
what?
8 points away.
In the Constructors?
Yeah, from Red
Whoa.
Bull. And I know you're saying, like, oh, is it just this one-off for Ferrari and then it will just go back to McLaren dominating? But 8 points ain't a lot.
No, it's good. Especially in the Constructors, because obviously, like, accumulatively, Carlos and Charles have obviously kept up. So what is it? It's Red Bull and then Ferrari and then McLaren
Yeah.
in the Constructors. Well,
Well,
yeah.
no, it's McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari. And
Ah,
Ferrari are
right.
8 points away from Red Bull. So if they keep it up, it could be McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull. So it's
Surely
close.
not.
It is. It's 8 points.
No, yeah, but like, will that happen?
Well,
Fingers
yeah.
crossed.
If
We'll
they
see.
if they keep going like they did in Texas.
You know what else they've scrapped for 2025? It says in this article, they've also scrapped the increase in the requirement of fielding a young driver during free practice from once per season to twice.
You're gonna have to read that again.
So they're saying, so you know that we often see, like, in their free practice they've given like a young driver like a random, like, they'll
Oh
drive.
right, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
saw Oliver Berman
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
for George or whatever it was. So there's a requirement for that to happen at least once per year, but now they've
Oh.
increased it to twice. So
Okay,
that's very
interesting.
nice.
No, I like that. Giving them a bit of more experience in an F1 car. Like it a lot. Shall we move on? Is there anything else you want to say about Texas?
Texas.
Anything you
Oh
thought
yeah. Do
the
we want to talk
cheerleaders
about the
were great?
fine? Oh yeah. You're
What
like,
fine? Oh, the fine.
the
Yeah.
fine. No, actually, I would rather talk about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders because I bloody
Stunning.
love the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
I didn't know they were like famous and a thing.
What?
And then till I watched like post race talks on Sky Sports and they interviewed one of them.
Wait, you didn't know they were a thing until Formula One?
Until literally on Sky Sports when I watched a post race chat and they were interviewing one of the cheerleaders and I just thought she's obviously just a cheerleader who was dancing, and then they were like, oh, Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
For one,
So
the
is
Dallas
it-
Cowboys cheerleaders are world famous, Jessica, and I have been watching their TV program since probably about 15 years old, and then this year they got a Netflix documentary series.
Oh shit! Okay, so massive.
Yeah.
Am I? Is this like on the same level as like Dance Mums famous?
Probably not as much, but like same style of TV show, but like adults.
Okay.
Because so
Interesting.
yeah, so the
Because
original.
they're all stunning. They could all
Yeah.
be influencers.
Well, yeah, it comes with a lot of stuff, but yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So, well, they're all amazing like dancers, but you watch the Netflix documentary, they talk about their stuff going on.
What? Because it's like beauty standards.
Yeah.
Well,
But
they're
they are
up there.
stunning.
They're up there, top tier. They don't need to worry about that. I'll tell them that for facts.
They'll tell them that for a fact. But no, the original program was like
right.
amazing, but the original program was so much more like problematic and funny. It followed them through becoming a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. So it was like from boot camp and auditioning, and then you followed like
Interesting.
every single. It's all on YouTube, mate. I've watched them all on
Okay.
YouTube.
All right, maybe I can't. So that's wow. I think
Yeah.
I've definitely missed that completely. I just thought they were cheerleaders, but anyway.
They love to say, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader outfit is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something or other or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're big,
Cool,
mate.
Cool. Okay. Well,
And then Sky Sports literally cut them off mid-dance, and I was like,
did they?
yeah, I saw a
didn't see
TikTok that was
that.
like, as if Sky Sports Formula One just cut off the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah, because I
cheerleaders.
didn't actually see them dance.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, we didn't actually see them dance. That's funny. Anyway, yeah, because the drivers like walked away. They did the national anthem and then they walked away, and I think they were more interested in talking
Yeah,
to
the
the
drivers,
drivers, which
yeah.
is fair.
Yeah.
Because you know a lot of 50-year-old white men in the UK are not going to want to. I mean,
Well,
probably
I
most
don't
of them would.
know.
Yeah, actually, I take that back. I take that back. Facebook comments.
Yeah.
Let's quickly read some of those because they had a few opinions.
Woo! So, here are some Facebook comments that we are going to address. So,
We wanted to talk about.
it. And if you have any questions or comments or opinions that you would like us to address and talk about, please comment on this video.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy1399 commented on this video.
Shout out.
Commented, Lando doesn't have what it takes. Great driver, but nowhere near Leclerc, Max, Lewis, Alonso, who are the real top tier drivers. Too many McLaren fanboys that live in denial and excuses.
Ooh,
I am sorry.
Excuses. That's rude.
That's really
Really
rude, Jeremy1399.
Jeremy, I do agree with you to a certain extent, but Fernando Alonso, I know he is
Bit
an
of a rogue
OG, but like he ain't right now.
Yeah.
He's not obviously performing as well as Lando, so I don't really know how you could compare that. Plus their age gap.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's a bit
I think,
different,
like,
isn't it?
can't you have any, new guys coming up?
Yeah,
Can't
that
you
are
give
just
someone a
as
chance?
good, but he's still fairly new.
I think Lando's really good, and I think he's got a huge chance to do well. And I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's saying any of them in Lando's car would do just as well, but like,
Yeah, but would they? I don't think.
but would they though?
I don't think.
So,
What were the names again? Charles.
Max, Lewis, and Alonso.
I don't know. I don't know. Until Lewis goes to Ferrari and we see how he is in a different car, because we haven't seen that in donkey's years, then maybe we could make a judgment of like maybe it could happen if like Alonso did go to McLaren, because he is obviously an OG driver and he must have a lot of talent to still be in the industry. But look, I don't know, that's your opinion, Jeremy. But I do think Lando is just as good as a driver right now. He's doing very well.
Okay, next one. Max and Lawson need to be together racing teammates. Perfect team matching. Go Lawson. Australia flag, Australia flag, Australia flag.
Okay, I do agree.
Agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I do. I'm sorry. I think they should just risk it, because signing this extra contract with Sergio Perez.
Nah, bad idea.
Bad idea.
Was
Just
such a
take
bad
Liam
idea.
Lawson, who is eager, young, and feisty, and ready to just push the limits like Max.
Yeah.
It could be done.
It could be done. No, I am really excited to see how Liam does. Obviously, I was really sad to see Daniel go, but, he's ready for it. He's excited. He's buzzing. It'll be good. It'll be fine. Norris has to worry Leclerc doesn't beat him for P2. Only 22 points different, P2 and P3, compared to 57 points, P1 and P2. That's what you were saying earlier.
That's literally what I just said, mate. Who was that?
That was 8 Dijon 5620.
Okay, we're on the same vibes.
We agree with
But that is what
that
everyone
one.
is saying.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, don't pay too much attention to what's going on in front of you and forget to look behind, mate. Don't forget the people behind you.
No.
I think it would be nice if the FIA played referee and just tell teams if they need to give back the position like they used to.
I didn't know that they used to do that.
No, I didn't know that. So they would just come into me and be like, give that back right now.
Yeah, you need to give that back right now instead of wasting the time.
Yeah, thinking about it.
Because then Lando could have then eventually got that place back. But then would he have?
Well, it was very close to the end, to be fair.
To be fair, but he could have done it.
Could have done it.
He was very close.
Okay.
You just never know. It's what ifs. Okay, so as promised, we are going to move on to the Nico Hülkenberg
Yeah, well,
history.
we need to recap for anybody that didn't watch the last episode
Okay.
why we're doing this.
Say
our
why.
New game. So, Jess has got a pack of F1 cards. And every episode, are we going to do it every episode?
Yeah, why not?
In
Fuck
every
it.
episode, we're going to pick out a card. And then the next episode, we're going to do some history and facts about that driver, team, principal, or F1 personality.
Yeah. And this week, as we picked out Nico Hülkenberg, surprise, surprise, it's going to be about Nico Hülkenberg.
The Hulk.
So, the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yeah, that is his nickname.
King of Chill.
Yeah, he is very king of chill, and we'll be talking about this. Don't worry, I have mentioned that. So snuggle up with Nigel and Nigel Jr. and let's get crack-a-lacking.
Story time.
So Nico Hülkenberg was born on August 19th, 1987 in Germany. If you didn't know, he is German, and he was managed by Willy Webber. Funny name.
Really?
And Willy Webber was Michael Schumacher's former manager.
Wow.
And who recognised his talent early on. And in 2005, Nico wins the German Formula BMW Championship with 8 wins and 10 pole positions, showcasing a dominant form.
Get it, Nico.
And by 2006, he joins the A1 Grand Prix Series, driving for the team Germany, where he played a crucial role in helping them win the championship. 2007, he completes in the Formula 3 Euro Series, finishing 3rd overall for his first season. And by 2008, he dominates the Formula 3 Euro Series again and winning the championship with 7 race victories.
Stunning.
So it's looking quite good for Nico.
Looking
This is
good.
when he's young, he's up and coming. And
So when was he spotted? When was he
So it was around this time as these years are going on, and he's in Formula 3, and then he eventually moved on to Formula 2. So in 2009, he stepped up to GP2 Series, which is now Formula 2. I don't know why on the research it said that, but it did. And he wins Formula 2, and in his rookie season, setting him up as one of the hottest prospects for Formula 1. So this was when Williams spotted him, and by 2010, he makes his Formula 1 debut.
in 2010?
In 2010.
What a year. What happened in 2010?
What was going on in
You turned
2010?
10.
You turned
12.
12. What was the number 1 in 2010?
The number 1 song
Yeah.
of the year?
Yeah, let's have
That's
a look.
a good one.
That's a really good question, isn't it?
What do we think it was? Justin Bieber. Well,
Justin
2010.
Bieber? No. It was going to be like Sugar Babes.
What
Sugar Babes.
is
In the UK, anyway.
number 1 song?
If you're ready
of
for
me,
me,
boy, you better push the button and let me know before I get the wrong idea and
go. You're gonna.
You'll never guess what it is.
What is it?
The number 1 song in the UK in 2020 was Love the Way You Lie by Eminem featuring Rihanna. I love the way you lie. Oh my
Love
god.
the way you lie. Love the way you lie.
No. I don't even
I'm
think I
going to
can
listen
sing
to
it.
that before I go to bed tonight.
Wow. Okay, that
Love that
really puts
song.
me into
Back.
perspective of
So
where
now
Nico
we know
was.
what was going on for Nico in 2010, what he was feeling. Eminem, Rihanna, we love you, R.I.P. Why did I just say that? Sometimes they're not dead. Anyway,
No, imagine now. I would
Williams.
literally be like,
no.
not after Liam Payne, I
We
can't
can't do
it.
after Liam Payne. Anyway,
Rip.
we're off track.
Oof.
But he showcases his strong potential, and in 2010, he sets a stunning pole position at the Brazilian Grand Prix. So he's
Woo!
P1 in qualifying, right?
Little cutie.
And
23
this
years
is
old.
23 at the time, and he's like, great. P1, looking good. Unfortunately, in that race, he did spin out of control, and he did get overtaken, and Sebastian Vettel did win that race in the end. He finished P7, I think, or something like that. But anyway, it was really promising start. I mean, the video is so cute. Can you please play it?
Okay,
In the edit.
insert video.
Insert video.
Car felt good. I had a good rhythm and I was just pushing as hard as I could, and my engineer told me I have a good pace. But then, I expected when he came on the radio that he said, yeah, you're PP5, P6, the usual stuff. But then he said, you're pole position.
Okay, great. By 2011, he joins Force India. I forgot to say, despite flashes of brilliance, Williams opts to replace him with Pastor Maldonado for financial reasons in 2011. So not great.
That's so peak.
I know,
there's
just
always
1 year
politics,
at Williams and got rid. But I did see online that everyone was saying 2010 to 2013 was Nico's best years. But he didn't actually win a race, and he never has. He's never won a race. It's really, really crazy, considering how well his career started.
Yeah.
And in 2011, he joins Force India as a test, and was just a reserve driver. So he missed out on a full season, that year. But in 2012, he returns to a full-time seat with Force India. And then he scores several top 10 finishes, including a standout 4th place at the Belgium Grand Prix, and leads the Brazilian Grand Prix as well, before a collision with Lewis Hamilton, which did deny him of podium or victory in that case, which it's not looking good. And then in 2013, he moved to Sauber, which is obviously where he's now going for 2025.
Big roots with Sauber.
Yes, definitely. Where he did deliver some impressive drives despite the team's struggles. So I'm guessing even back then Sauber wasn't good. And yeah, hopefully as they're moving to Audi, it might do something. But he finished 4th in the Korean Grand Prix, holding off faster cars from Ferrari and Mercedes. So he's doing well. He regularly outperforms his car, showing his ability to maximise results with limited resources. And I think that's just what we see from him a lot of the time. I think we still see a lot of that, which is nice. But he then, 2014 to 2016, he rejoins Force India, where he establishes himself as a key minefield.
Man, Force India, what a throwback.
Yeah, literally. So he went from Sauber back to Force India, and he scored points in almost every race of 2014, helping Force India finish a best ever 5th in the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, and in 2015 he continues a strong performance in points whilst battling with a mindful team like McLaren and Lotus.
Yeah.
You remember we saw that in the exhibition, so yeah.
Yeah, we were so funny I mean, you'll see us because we were like, oh, look, that's a team we don't know.
Porsche. So interesting.
What?
And then in 2015, so that year, whilst obviously he was racing for Force India, he did the 24 hours of Le Mans in France.
Le Mans? No way.
Yes. So that is, if you don't know, that's a race that happens for 24 hours, and you have different teams, obviously. So you just continue racing for 24 hours, and I think you have
on the countryside, isn't it?
3 drivers
Yeah.
per that 24 hours, so you do like rotations. But he did that with Porsche, and he won. So he didn't actually win anything in Formula 1 so far, which I don't think that will happen in Audi anytime soon. But yeah, he managed to do a little victory, and that was quite a big one in his career. So yes, he was the first active Formula 1 driver to win the Le Mans since 1991. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. I wonder what the chats were like in the paddock that day, not that day, that week. Like, oh, you're right, Nico. How was that like driving?
24 hours, that's intense.
That is really intense.
I mean they go for naps, but no. That is tough. In 2017 to 2019, he joins Renault, taking a leadership role as Renault rebuilds its F1 program. So a little breakdown of those 3 years. In 2017, he outperforms his teammates and regularly finishes in the points, but Reynolds is still behind the front runners. In 2018, he helps Renault secure, why can't I talk? Secure 5th in the Constructors' Championship. And so, yeah, he was behind the dominant top 3 teams, which was Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. So he managed it. He was smashing it, yeah. And this obviously wasn't that long ago. And in 2019, he continues to perform consistently, but Renault replaces him with Esteban Ocon for 2020, leaving Hülkenberg without a full-time seat. So
Rude.
That wasn't great, and that was obviously 2020 to 2022 was COVID-19, and in 2020 he obviously had no full-time seat, but yeah, he became a super sub during COVID-19, so he was just a reserve driver for different teams. So in 2020 he was a reserve driver for Racing Point, which was Force India. They then were changed to Racing Point. And he did drive that year. He replaced Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll when they both tested for COVID-19. So he had
How
some.
crazy.
I know, it's not even that long ago.
No.
Yeah, obviously being a sub driver, you don't have much preparation, but even though the lack of preparation, it included a 3rd place in qualifying for the 70th anniversary of the Grand Prix at Silverstone and finished 7th in the race. So he did give them some points
7's
there.
all round.
Yeah, and
7.
that's when he earns the nickname Hulk for his ability to deliver under difficult circumstances, but no full-time seat.
Oh.
But still no full-time seat for 2021.
Good nickname.
Yeah, it is a good nickname.
Shocked that it took so long to develop that nickname. Like, what?
Yeah, 2020 was when he got that nickname.
No way.
Yep.
How did no one think of that before? Surely not.
But in 2021 to 2022, he was a reserve driver for Aston Martin. Joins Haas in 2023 and obviously is still with them now. And makes a full-time return, replacing Mick Schumacher.
Yeah.
And partnering Kevin Magnussen. So yeah, it's not looking great with Haas. It hasn't been looking great.
Interesting.
But recently, last race, as we said, not that good.
They're good teammates, I think.
Yeah,
they've got each
really
other's back.
think so. Yeah, I really think so. But it says, he quickly established himself as the team's leading driver, often out qualifying and out racing his teammate.
Yeah.
He was constantly battling for points in challenging minefields with standout qualifying performances, including a front row start P2 at the Canadian Grand Prix. So he can do it.
You can do it. Of course you can do it.
I think we forget about Nico. I think it's good to also look into their history because we always forget about them
Lest we forget.
Yeah. And it's sad, like, these are really amazing drivers. They just unfortunately necessarily don't have the cars to help them.
Yeah.
And just...
but...
it's kind of sad.
It's not the size of the wave, it's the motion of the ocean,
Yeah. That's a great quote. You should tell him that. The career highlights, over 190 races... spanning stints with Williams, Force India, Sauber, Renault, Racing Point and Haas. Pole position 1, but that was only in qualifying. He's never actually won a race, apart from Le Mans in 2015 with Porsche, but it's not a Formula 1 race. And yeah, he holds the record for the most F1 starts without a podium finish, despite several close calls.
That's so sad.
I think it's quite sad.
How is that a career highlight?
Yeah, it's not. I think it's
career
just,
highlight. You're really
you're
bad.
Shit. Yeah. But he's married with his wife now. They've been together for a long time. He's got a little child. And his wife is in the fashion industry. She makes fashion clothes.
She makes fashion clothes.
No, I actually wrote it down properly. Has
Well,
been
that
a
was
long-term
really cool.
relationship with his girlfriend,
Oh,
a
girlfriend.
Lithuanian fashion designer. She is known for her successful career in the fashion industry, specialising in handmade clothing. I think his dad owned a company growing up. Let me find out what company it was. It was he ran a shipping company,
Oh.
which exposed Nico to the business orientation environment from a young age. And the family's business influenced Nico's discipline and work ethic, and his dad was then able to support his early racing career financially, helping him through the ranks of karting, which is obviously what
you
we
need.
see a lot.
Yeah. Because you can't afford to do that.
But yeah, what do you see from Nico in the future? What do we see for him?
So he's obviously joining Kick Sauber, soon to be Audi. I thought he had history with Audi. He did. History with Sauber. I think I see positive vibes. I see a hard 2025, but a solid 2026. That's what I see.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm imagining it. If I close my eyes, that's what I see.
Yeah. I think the thing is from reading this and learning a bit more about him that I necessarily didn't think about before, is that he has good resilience and he can work around a shit car and just kind of cracks on with it and is just doing what he loves, to be honest.
Yeah.
And props to him. I'm rooting for him this year with Haas.
We're rooting for you, Nico.
The last couple races, because he's such a chill guy. He's so cool. The amount of memes that have come up of him recently.
Yeah, we had a whole little chat in one episode about his memes and the King of Chill.
It was funny. Should we pick our next
one?
card?
Yeah,
Shall I go
get
get
the cards.
them?
Yeah.
Shuffling with a broken finger. Okay, right. Who picked last time?
I have no idea.
Pick.
Would you like to pick?
No, you pick. Oh.
Sorry, I've made.
Should we go again? What is it?
He is Victor Martin's hero. Do you know who he is?
Let's see. Who's he? F2.
Yeah, F2.
Maybe we could learn about F2. Maybe why don't we do an history episode on F2, and not a history necessarily, but learning about the F2 drivers.
Okay.
Why don't you teach me about some F2?
F2. Okay. Yeah? Interesting.
Okay, so we did pick it, and we're going to do it about F2 drivers, because we don't talk about
this
F2
guy
drivers.
Is Victor Martins, and we're going to not just talk about Victor Martins, we're going to talk about F2. Exciting.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Sammy.
Thanks, Jess.
And thanks for listening or watching.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
See
when's the next race, and where are we?
The next race.
We're in Mexico. Mexico. That's literally this weekend. Mexico. It's the home of Sergio Perez.
It's the home of Sergio. Mexico on the 25th to the 27th of October.
Which is this weekend, honey. So you
better
get revising.
This ain't Texas.
Woo!
Ain't no hold 'em.
Yeah.
They are cards
Down. Please don't sue us, Beyonce. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeehaw.